What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. So we have the new OCG ban list here. I want to do a quick video going over it. I I understand there's a part of the community that believes that going over this is just completely unnecessary, but honestly, you guys should kind of get yourself out of that mentality, because it is true that not everything 100% is going to translate, but we could get an idea. There's nothing wrong with getting an idea for what the OCG is thinking, especially when they've had the cards before us. It is true they have a different landscape and they have different stuff, but at the same time, I very much just want to go ahead and try to. I just kind of want. I just want to go over this here. Like, we're not gonna do anything crazy. I'm not gonna go like down. We're just gonna go ahead and start off right here. Ban cards, Sprite Elf. Makes sense. Sprite Elf getting banned, like it going from 3 to 0. Just Elf is not only really good in in Sprite, but it is good in tier, and it brings tier elements to another level, even with some of the cards that they were missing. So having Elf gone is just completely makes sense, and it's really really kind of hurts. I mean, I think Sprite still has other stuff there, so it's not really that big of a deal. Then you got Blaster from 0 to 1. I want this here. This is something. See, this is one of those hits where I could see coming over here to the TCG. Like, we already have the wind out, the wind dragon ruler, and so maybe we get the fire one. I think Konami might give us 3. I don't know about Redox. I want all 4 to be back, just so we could see what kind of crazy Dragon Link deck could exist. But I think Redox is one of the best ones that's probably not going to come back. It would be so good in Naturia. So I'm not 100% positive about if they're gonna want a card like that to come back. So, but Blaster, it just makes sense because we also have the fire, the fire pack coming out soon. So they could do that to help sell that. Glow Bulb to 1. They're probably just trying to open up for combos. Mudor the Sword Oracle, Kalvik the Ancient Vanguard, both 3 to 1. Let's just do this here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do like that. All right, so Kalvik the Ancient Vanguard, 3 to 1. Mudora 3 to 1. That right there, just it makes sense, because we got the it's like they're trying to bring down the power of tier element, and it doesn't matter with tier, because even right now the TCG, like, there was a guy at my locals who was playing tier element, so he did pretty good. So it isn't, the deck is not dead. It has a lot of combos, and it could, like, especially if they mix it with like Kashtira, they're able to get like they're able to have like a tier line, and then if you stop that tier line, they just go into the Kashtira combo. So it's a very hard deck to deal with if you get caught off guard by it. So having bringing these down, just like, it just completely makes sense to like bring down that power. Be it still you Balion 3 to 1. I guess in the OCG, like, I haven't, like I said, I don't like 100% keep up with it. I just kind of like dabble here and there to see what's going on. But I have noticed that there is a lot of, because there's a lot of people that still play the tier element stuff. There is a lot of bestial kind of Dragon Link stuff going on. So having the Lubalian is kind of really free. So they probably just want to take that out. Sprite Blue to 1. That is another very very like hard hit to Sprite, actually, because I'm pretty sure they're just trying to curve the damage for Sprite. They're very much just trying to curve it and make sure it's not gonna hurt anyone anymore. Tier element Havness. Okay, Havness and Merly. Okay, so Havness and Merly. Havness was at 2, and then Merly was still at 3, and they brought them both to 1. This just goes hand in hand with getting rid of Sprite and then the cowback and everything. Having them at 2 and 3 pretty much still left you with the deck. Like, you have ways to copy Kit Kalos as a name to be able to continue on with your plays. So it doesn't hurt. If you have a lot of extra 2 element names to work with, then not having Kit Kalos, doesn't hurt you as much. It just doesn't hurt as much if you have a lot of tier element names, because of how the deck works. It isn't like that you could only fusion summon tier element monsters. Like, there's other good fusions to get out. So it just completely makes sense. Bestial Druid Swarm, like getting rid of the Bestial engines. Like I said, I saw a lot of Bestials in the OCG, and even though right now Bestials are not as popular because you have the Castiras kind of like running around as kind of like one of the top decks, and there's really not a lot of decks to even have like you have like Labyrinth kind is another one that a lot of people are using, which has a little bit of like lights you could work with, and you have Sprite too. The Sprite does put some lights and darks in the grave. So there are some options, but there's also a lot of rogue options that just completely are able to like not care about the bestials. So like over in the TCG, maybe they seem like they're kind of fading out, but in the OCG it's a different story. They had to deal with really good sprite decks, and they had to deal with the tier elements. So like Bestials were like still a really powerful threat over there. So it just makes sense that they had to bring those down with the with also like with the tier elements. Yeah, here we go. Bestial Blake Drake. Yeah, this is the new one. I was like, which one is that one? Yes, it's the new one. You see, even this one, like it doesn't matter. It's just the ability for some of these, yeah, I know that like yeah, you have the search, and then you have then you have the one that like bounces back. But just the ability to get rid of a light or dark as a quick effect, and then having a big body on the board, that right there is, even without a good effect, is a threat within itself. Being able to get rid of a target in the graveyard as a potential quick effect, and then get a body out is sometimes even more useful, because sometimes you look at the Bestial and getting that extra effect is just a plus. Sometimes you're like, you know what, I just want to target this to get rid of it, or I don't want that in the grave, or I just need something on board. So there's a lot of different situations to where you just gain benefit from just summoning the monster, and then the extra effect is just a plus. So that's probably the reason why we're seeing a lot of the bestials having to get hit. Like they're not able to keep it. Skill drain 3-1. This is something that makes me questionably happy, because I love skill drain. I love that we have it at 3. Like when out in my runic stun deck, it was really really good, but it doesn't get used outside of a lot of other decks. But if we look at OCG, like a lot of people use skill drain. Like a lot of decks that have the ability to do skill drain will just say F it, even if it hurts them slightly, and it's like they'll say screw it. I will just play, and I will just make sure I do the skill drain combos and just have skill drain. Like skill drain is a very powerful card, but at the same time, it takes, like I'm not gonna say it takes skill to use skill drain. It's funny, but but like if you use skill drain in a non stun style deck, to where it's already built to not care about monster effects, if you want to use skill drain in a deck that could play around or with skill drain, but it'll still get some key effects blocked. It takes a certain style like a play, and a lot of people in the OCG don't mind doing that, and that's the one thing difference about people the TCG and the OCG is that you'll see a lot of these weirder techs in the OCG, and like a lot of people kind of like will try them in the TCG, and they're like, oh, this is weird, it doesn't work. And it's like, well, it's not that it doesn't work, it's just that the way these guys think about the interactions are different than the way you're thinking about these interactions. So it's something that's also hard to explain without going into like a giant rant. So I don't want to sit there and bore everyone about my personal Yu-Gi-Oh theory. All right, so we're gonna go to the semi-limited section right here. Ancient Fairy Dragon 1-2. They're just bringing back the Ancient Fairy Dragon. Bringing more copies of it. I don't see really anything wrong with that. Gazelle 1-2. Please bring this to the TCG. I would love an extra Gazelle. I was already contemplating coming off Runic to play the Salamangreat deck, but like as I was kind of deciding, I ended up thinking, I want to try. I love Runic. Like I don't want to come off Runic right now, so I just decided to go with Runic engine style decks. So that's kind of what I'm play testing right now. But if Gazelle goes to 2, I'm not gonna lie, I would very much want to get back into get into some Salamangreat playtesting again. So we just Scaldred to 2. Let's see, 1-2. Yeah, semi-limited. I think yeah, it's probably just Huh? Why? Skull Dread. I'm trying to think. I think the reason why they got rid of it was just fear of too many pluses. Maybe they're fearing FTK, OTK potential, but it's coming back now because like Saruja's good, but like it's I don't know. I don't. Maybe I'm misremembering. Like there was like when it first came out. I know there was times where it did have some potency, but like it's never been that card that everyone just needed. Like especially when we got more Link monsters. Like once you got better and more Link monsters, then you just started to fall back on the wayside. Let's see. Serious Skull Dread. Ptolemaios. It's yeah, Ptolemaios to 2 makes sense. Blackwing Steam the Cloak to 2. Okay, we got some more consistency here. Thunder Dragonhawk to 2. All right, I think OCG has Colossus, so that's interesting. And the Deer Servant to 2. That makes sense. Spellbook to Judgment to 2. Runic Fountain 3 to 2. Oh no. Oh well. You know what? You know what? That's fine. That's fine. This I saw Runic Fountain. I'm like, wait, Runic Fountain to 2, and then I was like, oh no. And I'm like, wait a minute. I play 2. Never mind. If this comes to the TCG, I wouldn't have a problem with it because it means that they're not gonna hit anything else most likely, and I have no problem with them hitting Runic Fountain to 2 because like for the I was already using 2 anyway, and I like having 2 in the engine. So yeah, please bring if this happens in the TCG, I'll be very happy because that way I'll pretty much solidify myself, and I'll know that they're not gonna hit anything else for the next couple months. So yeah, if they bring that, I'll be perfectly fine. So this is back to 3. Uh, Galatea the Orcus automation. Automaton. There we go. Oh my god. I don't know what my problem was with that one. Okay, so they're bringing Galatea to 3. Okay, cool. Swap Frog to 3. Sky Striker Ace Kagari to 3. Yatagarasu to 3. And Curse Ellen to 3. Okay, all right. So like, they're pretty much like these are decks that are not decks. So you got the Outlet wasn't doing too much. Then Yatagarasu wasn't doing too much. Swap Frog. They this is probably just to give their sprite players some more power. You got the Ace Kagari, bring more consistency to Sky Striker, and then this was obviously more for the Orchist. So this just okay. I don't want the video to go on too long, but just real quick, I want to pick out cards right now that I feel would translate very well to our to our list and our meta. I think Swap coming over to 3 in our meta would be perfectly fine. Wait, hold up. That was funny. Swap. Oh my god. I keep confusing Swap with Ronin Totem. I have Ronin Totem on my mind. I want them to bring Ronin Totem back to 1. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, screw it. Bring Swap back. Although Swap is still here, but yeah, bring Swap back. So okay, yeah. So that was funny. Swap Frog. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start advocating to bring Swap Frog back to 3 for now on. Screw it. I'm just gonna keep it up. Runic Fountain. This is another. I would like Runic Fountain to okay. I'd rather them leave Runic alone completely, but I wouldn't mind if they brought this to our list. Ptolemaios, Gazelle. I want them to bring Gazelle to our list. That'd be another one. Let's see. It's already there. Blaster. I want the Blaster to come to our list. This is something that could really come on. Sprite Blue 3 to 1. That's harsh, but I think this might come to our list. This could be a potential for our list. I think Blue to 1 could be something that we see on our list. If not, maybe they might do Jet. They might do Jet and Starter to 1. They're either going to do Jet Starter to 1, or they're going to do just straight off the bat, might put Blue down to 1. And hopefully after that they'll bring back Swap Frog. It's just a joke. I want them to bring back Roan Totem. And yeah, all right, guys, that's it. Just quick kind of overview like with this. That's it, guys. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.